So, Zach, do you want to start this off?
Yeah. Okay. I think it's all good, so I'll just go. Hey everyone, welcome back to Every Day with Zach Jose, the only podcast where we do it all on Discord. My name is Zach Jose, I'm your host, and today I'm joined by two wonderful co-hosts, Adlee and Connix. Do you guys want to introduce yourself in alphabetical order?
Hello, I am Adlee, and I am a human.
Nice.
I'm Connix. I stream on Twitch and speedrun Super Mario Odyssey.
Very
I don't
nice.
know if Connix is human or not.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I brought you here today to be on the podcast, mainly because, y'all are really cool, but also because I just, met you recently through Twitch.
Well, I think that the first time I joined Twitch was when I started watching it was I saw this YouTuber named Smallad, and I was like, hey, I want to watch that guy live. And so I downloaded Twitch on my PS4.
I've been on Twitch for quite a while, kind of off and on, but especially a lot recently with the whole coronavirus thing going around. It's given me a lot more time to visit Twitch. I started watching Small Ant again, and then he rated another Twitch streamer, Bite and I've been basically watching her and the community that she introduced me to, and that's where I met you guys. So
Yeah. I started I started actually watching around 3 months ago.
what about you, Zach?
Um, Let me see. I think I first got into Twitch watching Super Mario Maker, like Carl Sagan 42, I think is his name.
Oh
And
yeah, I love Carl Sagan.
through that, I kind of like fell down the Twitch hole and I got really invested in like the whole Mario Maker community. And that I didn't really use Twitch avidly until recently. I mean, I guess I would go on and try and like tell different streamers that it was my birthday and try and get them to say happy birthday, Zach Jose. But beyond
I
that, I
did see
didn't.
your video that you posted about that. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, if you guys want to check it out, it's in the description. But beyond that, I didn't really use it until, I don't know, I got bored during quarantine and fell upon this stream about a girl who was playing Super Mario Odyssey, but also had guinea pigs, and her name was bbytesizedd, and that's, yeah.
Yeah, I
So
think Twitch has seen a lot of growth with the whole coronavirus thing going on. They're seeing a lot more people jumping on because they're bored and being brought
Oh
over
yeah.
from YouTube and all that sort of thing.
Heard a lot of it's super boring.
That's
yeah,
the thing I've noticed about Twitch too is that the communities tend to be a lot more tight knit on Twitch. There's just a lot more direct interaction with the content creators and all that sort of stuff. And I especially seem to like the small to mid-size Twitch streamers because they have the ability to interact a lot more than the bigger streamers do.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's true. I feel like it's very well integrated. It knows its audience and it knows who it panders to, both, streamer and viewer. And it does that better than any platform. Like Mixer, for example, they couldn't really get their stuff together and no one used it. And look where they are. Nowhere.
Yeah, seriously. I think YouTube gaming did all right, but Twitch is kind of the OG in this situation, so
Yeah.
Wasn't it called like Justin TV once?
I think so, something like that. I don't remember exactly.
Is that true? That's awesome.
And the thing about Twitch is that I'm allowed to cuss, right?
Sure.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of assholes on YouTube, like on the comments. Like on Twitch, you can't really have that because one, if you say something like that, not only is the creator gonna be like dissing you live, the audience is too, and so like there's less people trying to like bother you.
Moving forward, I don't really know where we were earlier, but we did mention Piman. Do you guys want to like talk about him for a bit? He's if for those of you who do not know, like the viewers at home, Pyman is one of the greatest streamers of all time, and I stand by that. So, could you guys tell me a little bit about him, what he does, who he
Um,
is?
well, when I first
Um,
saw Pyman, he was moderating for Bite Size. And then she started promoting him because he was getting back into streaming, got a stream set up already, and he pretty quickly got to affiliate. And he's pretty skilled. He does a lot of speed runs for Super Mario Odyssey and a little bit of Breath of the Wild as well. He's a pretty cool guy.
yeah, and of course, I'm the #1 fan. I have to mention that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that happens.
I think it's funny how he kind of rolls with that. You know, one day you started saying or asking about whether or not you're his #1 fan, and then like all three other people in the chat started squabbling to be his #1 fan, and then he just kind of rolled with that. Also,
Yeah,
I want to touch on, well, I think one of my favorite things about Pyman is that he really doesn't care what's happening. Like, he's really happy that people like come to his stream. But the best part about it is the story, the pizza story. I don't know if we could
Pete's
tell it
story.
for him, but I'll say outright that it is very well done. You know, it's a story about struggle. You know, with finding who you
Betrayal.
are, betrayal, the hubris
Revenge.
of mankind, and revenge, of course. So, if you're ever in a
He hasn't been
Pyman stream,
streaming for too long, and he's already sick of telling the pizza story.
oh boy, yeah,
He'll
go
tell
and-
it if you ask enough, though.
So Twitch is cool, you know, having alternate accounts and all these different streamers. But I guess today I brought you on to the podcast to talk about you. So Adlee, I know that you mentioned you speedrunned a little bit earlier. You said a
Yeah.
game called Ovo. Can you tell me what that is and what you do?
It's a Flash game, and it was basically made for speedrunning. You basically like any other Flash game, like this little stick character, have all these different moves. The thing is I bought an Oculus Quest, which is a VR headset,
Yeah.
and I had to wait a whole month to get it. And I was like, well, I don't have anything to do for this whole month, so might as well speedrun a game. So I found this game, call it Ovo, and I speedrun it for 1 week. I got second place in the world for it.
Really?
I'm not
That's
going to
pretty
mention
impressive.
that there were only like 20 other runners. I'm not going to mention that.
Well, still, even a lot of games you'll see, like, there's maybe 5 or 6 runs total. But even, like, first in the world out of 20 is really impressive. Or just top 5, even.
Yeah. I couldn't really get first place because it was glitchless, and so it was like extremely optimized.
Interesting.
Yeah, I kind of like those glitchless speedruns. A lot of the time they involve a lot more skill rather than just relying on broken mechanics.
Yeah,
Um,
because like glitchless, most of the time it takes longer than any percent. And
Yeah,
so
that's
like
true.
I was never able to like really say I'm the fastest. But like you can never, if you run glitchless, you can never really say that you're the one of the fastest at the game because there's any percent, and that is the fastest at the game. Because, yeah.
yeah, you beat in, you know, however many percents it takes.
Mhm.
What about you, Connix? I guess in terms of any percent, you want to talk about you and like what you run?
About maybe 2 weeks ago or so, I started running Super Mario Odyssey. I mostly just kind of did the route by memory after watching a couple other speedrunners, mostly Bites. Um, it's definitely been a lot of fun. That's a really good game to get started running in, and it's the second most ran game in the world behind Super Mario 64. There's a lot of community support behind it, a lot of like tutorials if you get stuck on how to do something. And it's just so satisfying to speedrun and see your times drop and drop and drop. But at the same time, you know, you've got to make sure you're in the right mindset for it and all that sort of thing. Like for example, today I had a pretty awful run that was actually worse than my first ever run, and I realized about halfway through that I wasn't in the right mindset, and I kept throwing myself off and making stupid mistakes. But that's just kind of part of the grind. You gotta improve your skills and get to where you want to be. Make a goal for yourself, you know?
Yeah.
I also speedrun a little bit. I don't know if you know this about me, but I do a little bit of Celeste. That is like one of my favorite games of all time. And
Yeah, you've only mentioned it a million times.
just recently, I completed a run, and I looked at the leaderboards and I was trying to figure out what category I should run next. Because you could do any percent, but that's also one of the most. Yeah, I think it's behind Majora's Mask as one of the most ran games of all time, and it's only like a fraction of the years as old as it. So I guess continuing on though, it's a popular game, and I chose a category which not many people run. So I was doing all A sides percent, and in that I just do like I think chapters 1 through 8, just the first part of it, and with that I was able to get a time that I didn't submit it to the speedrun.com. I didn't record, but if I did, I realized I would have gotten 33rd place with the time that I got. So
It's pretty impressive.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
it is
pretty
very
good.
impressive. And, no one wants to say, like, oh, I'm a top 33 runner in a game. No, so you kind of like round that up to say that you're in the top 40. Well, as it turns out, there's less than 40 runs in the Celeste All A-Sides speedrun category. And that's kind of the reason I chose it. But besides that, I'm basically the top 40 Celeste speedrunners in the world. I'm one of them. So, whatever. I don't know. I'm really cool. Yeah, I'm
That
just,
is pretty
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
that's pretty cool.
So that's me. That's what I speedrun. I also have a Twitch, .tv that I stream from, but I've only done like 3, and they're like I stream it directly from my PlayStation, so it's not like I can actually do anything with this stream. It's just there to record gameplay.
Yeah. I remember back in my very early Twitch days, I streamed just me playing Destiny casually for my PlayStation, and I had like one viewer, and it was one of my friends who literally lived down the street, so he could have just come over and watched. But it was really fun, even though like he maybe sent 3 messages through the duration of the stream, and it was just fun interacting and stuff like that, and that kind of got me hooked. So
Yeah, that's
I
awesome.
honestly don't think I'll ever be able to stream because my parents would never let me. Kind of
yeah,
sucks, but I
that's
guess
that's
it
kind
makes
of part of
sense.
the problem. I'm a little restricted with my streaming because my sister, I live with my sister, and she tends to get a little annoyed if I tell her I'm streaming because that means she has to do less Wi-Fi intensive stuff. So I usually just stream when she's at work because I'm currently unemployed due to the whole COVID stuff, but it
Yeah,
kind of works out.
speedrunning streamers and stuff like that are all good, but is there anything else y'all want to talk about? Anything that's been on your mind, anything that you want to share to the whole world of my viewers?
Um, let's see. So I just got this VR headset
Yeah,
called Oculus Quest. I talked about it earlier, and I was I like whenever I talk pretty loudly,
yeah.
which you guys could probably tell. And I was playing outside with it. I was trying to be like super quiet, but it turns out I was like literally like shouting.
Oh man.
My dad came out at like 11 p.m. and scared the shit out of me because I was like playing in the dark and he thought we were getting robbed because I was being so loud.
Well, that sounds like a recipe for disaster, playing VR outside in the dark.
Yeah.
Not
Oh
the
jeez.
smartest move on my part.
That's cool. Yeah, any cool games that you've, picked up recently? Um,
Oh,
VR's.
oh,
Yeah, tell
I have
us.
one. It's called Echo Arena. A good way of explaining it is Zero Gravity Ultimate Frisbee online, and it's really interesting because you're a robot
Yeah.
and you're playing with other humans, like actual humans in the game, and there's like tiny little net, and you gotta throw the frisbee in that net, but it's like a big field, and since it's zero gravity, you could just fly to wherever you want. And it's a really interesting game, and I would recommend looking it up and seeing what it is. I got accepted onto one of like the E-League teams because
Really?
this guy was like, "Oh, you're pretty good at this for a beginner. I'm gonna teach you how to play the game."
Well, that's pretty
And
cool.
so, yeah, I if I'm on the podcast like in a week or so, I could probably talk more about it when I have more news. But yeah, they just invited me to their Discord server, and it's pretty fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Um, I personally don't have a VR headset yet. I want to get one someday, but I have to upgrade my computer first. But I think one of the first games I want to get, it's called Panoptic. It's a two-player game. One person's on the PC, one is on the VR headset. And the person on the PC has to blend in with a bunch of NPCs and kind of try and find these little orbs and destroy them, while the person on the VR headset is this giant, like, creature sort of thing that shoots lasers, and he has to find the actual person on the PC and destroy him before he breaks all of his orbs. And it definitely seems like a
What?
lot of fun for like a two-player game.
That
looking it up right now, and geez, this looks pretty cool.
that sounds awesome. Don't you just love that? I gotta say, I love that. Video games are so freaking cool.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
super. It's so awesome to see like how creative people can be when they're making games.
I have this other game called Rec Room. And do you guys know what VR chat is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like VR chat, but it's a bit different. You could make your own custom games in it, and like they have a bunch of games like that. They had one for the SCP, and it was like, I guess a good way of describing it is horror hide and seek. And like
Interesting.
it was what like the graphics weren't good, but like it was scary because it was VR. But it was multiplayer, and it was just a really fun game. Like honestly, I would really recommend getting a VR headset. If you don't have a good PC or you don't have a PC, Oculus Quest is like the best one to get for that.
I guess circling back to Bites, what's your favorite part about, why do you watch Bite Sized?
Um, because I don't really have anything to do, and they're funny, like Piman.
Yeah.
Cut that
Wow.
out though. Cut that
Okay.
out.
I don't know. I think the cool thing is like they both have different streaming schedules, so you can kind of watch both of them, you know? I mean,
Yeah,
sometimes their streams overlap a little bit, like at the end of Pie stream or the Mania Bites or something like that, but for the most part, you can spend your time with both of them, which is cool.
yeah. Pi calls himself Bites pre-stream, but that's like, yeah,
A lot of the reason I like watching Bites is just like I said, the community involvement, which you
Hmm.
don't really get with the super big name streamers, but
Yeah.
she likes to like joke back and forth and like gets kind of sassy with us, and we, play back with her, and just all the characters in chat, and it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it.
One of the reasons I like Bites streams is uh, because like Connix said, she does have a lot of community interaction. I I think there's hardly a message that goes by without her reading it, even though she's, always supposed to be 100% focused on the runs. But I also like when she messes up and has to reset, when she hits like
it
a
says
cursed
oh
moon,
fuck.
basically. Yeah,
Yeah,
she's hilarious. All of the memes in chat, those are also great. Like, in a second, you'll see chat switch from talking about saying goodbye to a sheep in a sand kingdom to then talking about like feet pics.
hey, Zach, you got a problem with feet pics?
What can I say?
But seriously, like you can just go watch the VOD or something and just watch chat and skip like 20 minutes forward, and they'll be on a completely different subject, and they'll act like it's completely normal. And like
Yeah.
if I try and like if I skip forward like that and I don't like watch how it evolved, I have no clue how they could have changed to those subjects. And a lot of
Yeah.
the times, what people post in chat isn't even words; it's just like random gibberish.
Yeah, yeah. It's like a bunch of children who just can't who discovered that they can talk and type on a keyboard, and they
Yeah.
just all went to ByteStream. It's awesome.
That's a great explanation.
Like, actually, I have a screenshot. I might share it in the chat or something, but
Yeah.
it's Otsuji Maker, one of the mods, or he was one of the mods when I took the screenshot, saying, "It's nice to have chat messages that are actual conversation." And then the next two messages are one from Ivory saying "Corners X," referring to me, and one from you, Zach, saying the word green with a bunch of weird symbols and stuff. And that's just kind of encapsulates what kind of stuff you'll see in chat, and it's so great. There's a lot of like really weird, really random stuff, but I love it.
I feel like that happens a lot. The evolution of chat and what the topic is. I'll I type I watch on mobile, right? By the time it
Yeah,
takes
same here.
by the time I'm done typing out a message, there's like a 50% chance that they're already on something completely different. And
Oh my god,
Yeah,
that happens so much.
you got to get your jokes out quick, otherwise,
Yeah.
you're gonna get kind of lost.
it's awesome. I love that.
It's a weird thing that Twitch helps you with, like, reactions.
Yeah.
Just teaches you how to react quickly.
It
Any
definitely does.
listeners, if you wanna get good at comebacks, just check out Bite-Sized and Piman.
Yeah, I've noticed when I'm watching Fight Stream, especially in order to keep up with chat and the conversation, I tend to just mostly listen to Bites and just keep my eyes glued to the chat.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'll try to watch when I can, but sometimes it's just like unconscious when I catch myself doing that.
That being said, thanks again for coming on the podcast with me. Before we end it, do you want to like plug yourself and where we can find you and how we can interact with you and your stream?
Yeah, you can find me at twitch.tv/Connix Gaming. That's basically where I'm at most of the time. I also have a Twitter at Connix Gaming, but most of what I post there is just stream updates at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe once that gets a little bit bigger, I'll start posting some other stuff on that. But I'm just trying to get the word out at the moment. Trying to hit affiliate, but we'll see where that takes me.
Yeah, I have no doubt that you will. From the streams that I've dropped into, I have like is high expectations the right word? I have high expectations for you, Connix.
Well,
That's
thank you.
it.
I appreciate that.
All right. Well, I guess that's all the time we have for today. All right.
Yeah.
See you later. Bye.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.